Thanks for everyone who has been voting. We broke the record already for voting, and we're only about halfway through this event with Iowa's Virtual Dirt Track Classic, the Bill Colwell Ford main events. Tonight, giving away round 2 results as far as after day 4 of 7 with voting. So, by the way, I just wanted to give a big shout-out to Stroker Ace. Stroker Ace. He's the winner tonight on the big check on the back screen. So thanks for Track Classic. We're at day 4 of 7 right now with the Bill Colwell Ford main events, and a lot of shakeups have taken place since we got things started. And actually, we had one driver that actually received well over 400 votes in the last 48 hours, moving quite a ways up the list. So, all right, so our first class we're going to take a look at will be our hobby stock class. So what you're looking at right now is the running order as of Saturday night at about 7:30. So Benji Irvine up front with our hobby stocks, Shannon Anderson, Matt White, Eric Stanton, Weston Coop, and Nathan Ballard, all in the top 6. That's important because the top 6 are the ones that make it to the third and final round starting Friday morning at 6 a.m. So the guys trying to fight their way into that transfer spot out of round 2 into round 3 for the Bill Colwell Ford main events. Cody Nielsen, Dylan Fitzpatrick, Daniel Smith, John Watson, Luke Ramsey, and Jason Kohl rounding out the top 12. So if you take a look now at where we're at after day 4, you have Benji Irvine up front in command of things right now. Shannon Anderson rolls in that second spot. Then you have Matt White and Eric Stanton. They are tied for that third spot. And if you take a look at the percentages there for third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and even down to 7th and 8th, all within striking distance of each other. Weston Coop and Nathan Ballard rounding out the top 6, the transfers. Cody Nielsen just 23 votes back of getting into the top 6. Dylan Fitzpatrick from the Southwest, 28 points back. John Watson moved up 1 spot. He's only 72 out. And again, if you're just logging in, I had a driver that got over close to 400 votes in the last 48 hours. So it's not hard to get yourself from 12th up into a transfer spot. Daniel Smith, Luke Ramsey, and Jason Kohl round out the top 12. All right, so next up would be our Sport Mod B Mod class. And Clinton Llewellyn up front at day 2. This is where they ran as of Saturday night, about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Tony Olson and Tyler Soppe were 3rd. 4th, 5th, and 6th went to Doug Smith, Nate Chowder, and Nick Meyer. That's respective. And then the rest of the top 12. You have Jared Van Diest, Curtis Vanderwall, Kyle Anderson, Mitch Van Engen, Troy Hovey, and Jonathon Logue. And if you take a look at where they stand now, big shakeup in the back half, only because it's tightened the field up. Clinton Llewellyn still up front. Tony Olson, Tyler Soppe, Doug Smith, Nate Chowder, and Nick Meyer rounding out the top 6. But if you take a look on the far right column there, Jared Van Diest only 14 votes out of getting into the top 6. Curtis Vanderwall just 35 votes back. Kyle Anderson, Troy Hovey moves up 1 spot. He's 55 votes back. Mitch Van Engen and Jonathon Logue and only 60. This is actually the tightest field that I think we have out of our 5 classes that we have. Back and get to them. Late models. Tyler Drosty was the leader up front. He's the defending champion of this event. Jeff Ike, Daryl DeFrance, Ryan Dolan, who started 11th, I think it was, on Friday night. By Saturday night, he'd moved himself into the top 4. Justin Kai and Tyler Bruning round out the top 6 in the provisional transfers if we were to end it today. But voting for round 2 ends on Thursday. Back half, Jake Neal, Matt Ryan, Paul Glendenning, Rob Tolan, Chad Holiday, and Joel Callahan. So if you take a look at where we're at now, just starting to see some more shakeups. Tyler Drosty with a slight advantage over Jeff Ike, Daryl DeFrance. No change in our top 4, but they're all really tight. But 5th on back through 8th right now, very, very tight. Tyler Bruning moved up 1 spot, just a couple of votes ahead of Justin Kai, who holds on to the bubble spot for the time being. Matt Ryan just 8 votes back of a transfer spot into round 3 of the Bill Colwell Ford main events. Jake Neal, 13 back. Paul Glendenning, 99 back. Chad Holiday, Rob Tolan, and Joel Callahan, although more than 100 back. Again, if you're just logging in, we do have a driver that got almost 400 votes since Saturday night, so in 2 days, 400 votes. So it isn't all that hard to try to get yourself into that top 6 positions. Next up, we'll take a look at our stock car class. Damon Murney right now up front with the most votes, I think it is, for a driver. Then you have Devin Smith, Mike Nichols, Nathan Wood, Tom Schmidt, Mitch Hovden. That's your top 6. Modifieds are coming up next if you're just logging in. Chad Palmer was 7th this is as of Saturday night. Donovan Smith, Todd Inman, Jeff Mueller, John Oliver Jr., and David Smith. So if you take a look at the update as of tonight at about 7:30, 7:30 or so. Damon Murdy up front, Devin Smith and Mike Nichols tied for the same amount of votes. Nathan Wood has closed in on those guys. Tom Schmidt closing in as well. Chad Palmer moving up one spot into the final transfer spot into for round 3. As of right now, again, voting closing for round 2 Thursday at 5 p.m. Mitch Hovden fell back one spot. Todd Inman up, Donovan Smith, John Oliver Jr., David Smith, Jeff Mueller, all of those drivers, all within 100 votes, and it doesn't take long to get 100 votes, just a quick share campaign, because we're about to find out who got the big juice not too long ago. All right, so here's our modified list that we have right now. This was as of Saturday night, 7:30. Kelly Shryock was up front, Corey Drips in second, Perry Jr.'s third and fourth. You had Ricky Thornton Jr. third, Richie Gustin Jr. in fourth, Vern Jackson and Chris Zog right now, or on Saturday night, we're in the top 6. Joel Rust, Mark Schulte, Dylan Book, Chris Abelson, Ricky Steffen, and Ron Loretzen was 12th. This is as of Saturday night. So if you take a look now where we're at, Chris Zog, almost 400 votes, jumps from 6th to 1st in round 2 voting. Again, voting closing Thursday at 5. So congratulations to Chris Zog and all his fans for jumping on board and moving him up into the top spot with the modifieds. Kelly Shryock, Corey Drips, Ricky Thornton Jr., Richie Gustin, and Vern Jackson round out your top 6 as of about an hour ago. Joel Rush just 24 votes back. Mark Schulte, 46 back. Ron Loretzen was 12th, a ways back. His fans have jumped in, helped him move up 3 spots, just 76 votes out of a transfer. Ricky Steffen, Chris Abelson, and Dylan Book round out the 12. So anything can happen in that class as well. And Friday morning with who's in the finals on Iowa's Virtual Dirt Track Classic presented by Bill Colwell Ford in Hudson. Thank you to Bill Colwell Ford for jumping in and sponsoring the 2nd annual Iowa's Virtual Dirt Track Classic. My name is Bucky Dorn. Glad you could tune in for tonight's action. We'll have more updates coming up soon. Jason, good to see you. Glad you could check in.